Hey guys, welcome back. So I decided that I wanted to show you guys how to do this quick little 4th of July accessory. I just took some basic hoops from like the jewelry department in Hobby Lobby. I forgot I actually had a couple from Joann's or Michael's. Well, either one of those stores you can pretty much and go get some basic hoops, and I will show you different types. But I did this with our patriotic colors, and I wanted to do a little bit something different than most, just the red, white, and blue. I put the gold metallic thread in there, as you can see, because rather than use gold beads, which I do a little bit of beads jewelry, but I haven't touched it in a while, I was thinking to myself, you know what? I can get that gold, look, metallic look, if it'll focus for a minute, without doing the beads. So I think this is a fun way of, like, it's just a little something that you get to wear on 4th of July or to the fireworks or something like that. And by adding this ruffle on the end, basically what it does is kind of gives it that big wow poof. Think about fireworks. Fireworks are explosive, and so I wanted the earring to have that same exact look. A lot of women might be like, I don't wear big earrings, but when you're doing fireworks, who wants like little fireworks? You want something that's explosive. So I decided to add the ruffles on there to give it that boom, that pow look. And they're just something really, really cute, and it doesn't take long to do. So basically all you need is some thread, and I use size 10 thread, Lydia's crochet. Now I was looking for variegated red, white, and blue thread. I thought I had some in my collection. Now that I think about it, I don't think they ever made it. So I'm kind of glad that I didn't have it, because I like the way this came out. So I used what I had. Yep, I sure did. So let me show you some different types of hoops, okay? This particular hoop that I'm going to recreate with you guys is these. And so hold on, let me get this. Okay, so as you can see, this one, I got these from Hobby Lobby. These are nickel free. Yes, they do say $3.99, but this weekend, all jewelry, I think they said the ad is either 30 or 40% off. So, I got them cheaper, and you get three. I think it's three. Yeah, it's a set of 3 in here, and it's the same size that I did. Remember, because you're going to crochet around this hoop, and you're going to fan it out to get it as big as you want. So this is one set, and that's what I'm going to do today's lessons on these. Now, I plan on messing around with a couple of other shapes. They had the triangle, so I was just like, let me try that. And then they have these. They're like oval shape, and I think that'll be fun too. So yeah, you can do any, and I'm showing you these because I wanted you guys to see, like, you can do any shape or size that you want. But remember, if you're going to do like big fans, it's going to only, the bigger the hoop is, the base, remember, then the bigger your earring is going to be. And some of you may like that. Remember, it's a festive time. Nobody cares. I see people with headbands on and stars and moons and, springing out their ears and on their heads. And it's a fun time, So basically that's, the tools that you'll need. So you can choose any one of these. And what I'm going to recommend here is let's scroll out a little bit. Here's the thread. So I had the red, white, red, blue, white, as you can see. And then I have metallic gold. So you see those shimmers in there? So that's pretty cool. Now, what I actually thought, I have silver as well. And I thought about the silver, but I don't know. I just think that gold just pops. And some women don't like gold, you know, but because we're using colors, other colors, you know, I think that I just feel like it complemented it really, really good. And it didn't give it the traditional red, white, and blue. It's something about that gold that really, I enjoyed it. Now, for those of you who have never worked with thread, for this project, you can use either acrylic thread or you can use cotton thread. It's an accessory, so it really doesn't matter. If you use acrylic thread is actually going to be more stiff. It's not as fluid. And preferably, and actually out of, let me see, this right here, my navy is actually cotton. And then, yeah, my red and white was acrylic, and so was that metallic. But it doesn't matter. You're not wearing it on your body. Now, the size hook that I used was, let me see. This is a C. Now, you can't see it because it's engraved on there, but it's a C, and it will be a 2.75 millimeter. That's what I used, okay? So basically, that's all you're going to need, your scissors, and that's it. So we can get started, and I will show you how to do this. It's super easy, and just to let you guys know, this is done in a half, double crochet, and single crochets. That's it. So I'm going to try a different technique of filming this just because I am using thread. So what is happening right now, if you're like, Shani, what's going on? What is that circle going on? This, I have the camera over a magnifier lamp, and that's how I actually worked it. So I hope that this works. So bear with me. I'm trying it. And that little blur that you see, that's a magnifying glass within the magnifying glass. That's for like micro. So don't pay attention to my thumb. Basically just focus on this right here. I think this is going to look good because I really want y'all to see this up close, being that this will be my first thread tutorial. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, again, I'm going to use this size hook, or I'm sorry, this size earring that I was showing you from Hobby Lobby. Okay. I started off with my navy thread. We're about to see what this looks like on camera up close. It's not bad. I don't think it's bad. What do y'all think? All right. So how I started it, and first of all, I would keep this closed because you're working with thread and you don't want the thread to come off of the hoop. So I just stick my hook through the hoop and basically you're going to do a knot or a slip knot on the hoop. All right, can y'all see that? And you might have to hold that tail when you first start, pull it over to the side. You're going to yarn over, and we start off doing half double crochets. Now, don't worry about the fact that I'm not starting all the way at the end. I kind of start a little bit in the middle. Because we're going to work it coming down. Okay, can y'all see that? Remember, we're doing half double crochets all the way around. Now, I started off in the middle. All I did was put my hook through the hoop and then did a slip knot, or basically a knot around the hoop, and I did 1/2 double crochet. Once you get it on there, make sure that you turn it around because I realized I was going in the wrong direction. All right, and now we're going to push it, bring it back a little bit, like right there, about there. And now let's try that again. So it's yarn over. Remember, we're doing a half double crochet, yarn over, and then you put your hook inside the hoop, bring up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all three. There you go. Again, yarn over and then go in your hoop and pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all three. Again, yarn over, go inside your hoop, and yarn over, and pull through all three. Remember, we're starting off with half double crochets, and that's what it looks like up close. Yarn over, go in your hoop, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all three. Now, basically you're doing this all the way around until you get to the end. Now, super duper tiny. I know. Let's see. Where's that? Okay, how about that? So you can see the little chains, and I know this is probably, how can I say this? This is probably like going to be the hardest part for you guys to see because I'm working with a dark thread and I'm only working with the navy in the beginning. Okay. So that's the reason. I really hope that you guys can see this clearly, which is why I had that magnifying glass going on. So that's what we're doing. Again, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through all three. Half double crochet. Now, if you're saying, well, Shania, how many do? I did not count. We don't need to count. Basically, your goal is to do as many as it takes to cover your whole entire hoop. And as you're working it, because you don't have to like keep turning your earring, you're just working it and then you can push it back. That's it. And now I'm going to pick up the speed just a little bit because I feel comfortable because I have enough stitches on there and it will turn. You see how it's going under? Don't worry about that because you can always turn it back over, you know, as you're pushing it towards the edge. That's it. Just do as many as you need to cover up your hoop. Yep. And see, as you get more on there and you get comfortable, it gets easier and easier. Because you don't want to make it too tight because remember, we got to go back in these stitches. But you don't want to make it too loose neither. So watch your gauge. Okay, so do that all the way around the hoop and then meet me back here when you have covered your hoop completely. And as you can see, and I don't count the stitches because it's not necessary. Yes, you may see some spaces in the beginning as you're shifting it. Do not worry because the more that you work this out and more rows that we add around, you will not even notice those spaces, those tiny spaces. Remember, I got this under a magnifying glass, okay? So basically, you know, in the beginning, mine is kind of loose, but I will tighten it up at the end by pulling this tail that we started with. So here is where we're going to now add the gold. And the gold is kind of, it's a little harsh on my fingers because of the fact that it is metallic. So I really might be super slow and take my time with this one. Okay. What I'm doing is I am literally just wrapping the thread around the hook, and I'm going to pull through. And now what I have to do is pull on the navy to secure it. And I normally will just tuck it under with my other free hand before I cut this. So if you're saying, Shine, this looks hard, just remember, and I think people get intimidated with thread because it's so small. But the thing is, it's no different than using yarn. It really isn't. You just have to have more patience. So we're going to wrap the thread around the gold thread, pull through, and now slowly and carefully turn your work around. And matter of fact, before we get started, we're going to go ahead and cut our blue. And now you have that tail for when you just cut. So you're going to grab both the navy and that gold tail, because we're going to work over it. Keep those close together. Yes, it's a little annoying when you first start, but you'll be fine. This is where it's going to get really tricky with me recording this, because I can only get so close. You can't see the stitch here, but if you have a magnifying lamp, I would highly suggest that you use one. And if not, just get underneath the best light that you can. You're going to go back in that stitch. Now, you can't see this first one. I promise you on the next one, you will be able to see it. We're doing a single crochet once you went into that beginning stitch. Okay, here we go. So now you can see those stitches. You see that? They're tiny. You're going to go into the next one. They're super duper little, and we're working over our tails, and you're doing a single crochet. Use your fingers to pull that thread back. That's the one thing about crocheting with thread. You will have to use your fingers a lot to pull it back to see what you're doing. Again, oops, not yarn over, it's single crochets. Go in. Let me see. That's about as close as I'm going to be able to get it, folks. Just go in and make sure you go under both. So it's almost like you're going into, like, in between a post. This is single crochet. And just like we started in the beginning, when you first start your rows or your new rounds, yeah, it's a little tough, especially when you're changing. And as you start adding more more stitches to that row, it gets super duper easier. Yeah. Okay. It's just one single all the way around. And and here's another thing, folks. If you pull your thread apart, you can see the stitches where you need to go. Now remember, this one looks a little bit hard to see. You have to remember because I'm showing you with navy blue thread. So you're like, so it's dark to begin with. I can't lie. I've been thinking about investing in one of those crazy crochet hooks with the lights for the little ones, not for all my work, because I don't, I have a ton of crochet hooks and I'm like, I don't know if I really want to do a complete set on lighted crochet hooks. Oh boy, I think my thread split. Can you imagine that? Your thread splitting? Ugh, that's the worst. Yeah, it split a little bit. And it's kind of hard right now because y'all see I'm trying to work in my tails or work over my tails. And this is about as far as I'm going to go, because guess what I'm about to do? I'm about to start clipping the rest of the tail. So let me clip that off so we can then see more clearly as I go along. We're just going to snip it. Be very careful. Not to snip the one that you're working with, the thread that you're working with. Okay. And we can always go back because you're going to have some, like, you see how, because that's the metallic, you see how that little piece is hanging out there. Don't worry about it. When we complete this project, we'll go back and clear all our Irish pennants out. And if y'all saying Irish pennants, it was a term in boot camp that I remember hearing. And they will say, you have Irish pennants on your camis. So again, it's just one single crochet. And this is the reason why, y'all see I'm struggling with it. I said, watch your gauge. Because with thread, it's even crazier if you crochet or knit tight. You really need to watch your gauge. Okay. Wait a minute. You know what? Did y'all see that? I had like too many hoops on here. Oh. Okay, let's do that again. There we go. Right there. Whew. So one single crochet for this round, all the way around in every stitch. There's the stitch right there. Are you guys good? I'm saying that like y'all gonna, like I'm gonna hear all y'all say, yes, we'll meet you back here at the end. See, and when you pull it apart, you could just see it more visibly, your stitch right there. Okay, so go all the way around in every stitch with one single crochet. And like I said, meet me back here. Okay, so I have completed my gold single crochets all the way around. Now, one of the things that I noticed once I had turned off the camera the last time, I didn't realize that my row was coming all the way down. And I was like, wait, that's the part that I'm going to have to put through my ear hole. So I just shifted it back to this, right? And then I thought of something. I was just like, oh yeah, that's where I can put the, like a little bit of adhesive right there. Hold on. Right here. And if you're like, what kind of adhesive I'm going to do, I was like, what do I have that I can use? And I thought my brush on glue. Desperate times calls for desperate measures, people. And if any woman out there who has done a press-on nail, now I have press-on nails right now, but I keep a little bit of glue sometimes if if it comes off. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit right here, because we all know this thing, you put some of this, oh yeah, it's not going nowhere. And it's just to stop it from ever sliding. And the cool thing about this concept, now this is my first time trying this, y'all. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm pretty sure it's going to do what I want it to do. We're going to let that dry a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and continue. Okay, so now my little glue is dried. It's a little bit over the ear, like the piece that you're going to stick in your ear, but I mean, how fat is your earlobe? This is my beginning tail. So there it is right there. That's fine. So now what we want to do is the white. So just like we did the gold, we are now going to incorporate our white thread. Bear with me. And you know what? So that you guys can see what I'm doing. Hold on. Let me change the color hooks that I have. Let me see. What did I say? This is a 2.75. This is a, let me see. Hold on. 2.53. I don't think I have a 2.75 in these black hooks. So with this, I'm just going to change to the 2.5. I just got these hooks and I just wanted to see what they were like. I got them off of Amazon. I was like, oh, black hooks. That's sleek. So just for that, I'm going to take this one out and work this. Since I have a white board and y'all need to see the thread, and there's the thread. Yarn over, pull it through. Uh-oh. Okay, pull on that gold. Tighten that up. Carefully turn your work around. Tuck those two loose tails in. Oh, your gold, sorry. Okay, wait a minute, hold up. Okay. Shoo. Because we're about to cut that gold in a minute anyway. I just want to get this squared away. Okay. So you are now going to, so in this row, we are going to begin increases with the white. What we're going to do is we're going back to our half double crochets, but we're going to do 1 half double crochet in the first stitch and then 2 in the second. 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochets in the second. And we're going to be doing that all the way around. So the first one, we're going to go in the end with 1 half double crochet. Okay. And let's go ahead and snip that gold right now so we can get that out the way. Push that to the side. Okay. And work over your tail. So that's that first stitch. Yarn over, go into this second stitch. Yarn over. I know it looks crazy. Pull it back, yarn back over, and go through all 3. too tight, Shania. Ugh. Hold on. Okay. So again, yarn over. Wait a minute, hold on. I gotta take that out because I think, oh, see, I hadn't. Okay. So sorry about that. So remember here, let's go back. If y'all can see this, I might have to. Okay, I changed my background. Now, y'all have never seen me with the yellow background, and that's because I recently just got it, but yeah, now it's time to use it. Okay, so here's one stitch. You see where we put that second one? We're going to put in another half double crochet right back into that same stitch. And remember, we're doing this because we're increasing on this round. Work over your tails. These are half double crochets. Watch your gauge so you're not trembling and struggling like me right now. I mean, it is tight. So that was 2. And that one stitch, go over to the next one, work over, you yarn over, put in your hook in the next stitch in this 1 half double crochet. Work over your tails. And remember, every time you start, it's always difficult when you first start the new round. It's tedious, and especially if you had a tight gauge like I did. But as you start going around, it gets looser. Okay, so that's 1, and then in the next stitch we put in 2 half double crochets. Sorry about that. So that's one. Okay, so what another one? Ooh, it's too tight. I still need to loosen up. Next stitch, here's your stitch right here, 1 half double crochet. Next stitch, 2 half double crochets. Into that same stitch. I know y'all like, Shine, you said this is going to be easy. It is easy, but this is what happens, folks, when you have a tight gauge. Okay, so that was 2 in that one, another half double crochet in the next one, which is just 1. It's going to go in that stitch. Okay, and now I feel like I can see where I started loosening up below. And then in the next stitch, right there, 2 half. And the other thing too, I mean, if y'all saw this whole entire hookup, y'all be like, oh my God, how is she doing that? Because now, normally I have to crochet looking down at the camera, but I am looking down at the camera and the camera is over top of a magnifying glass. So it's like, what? Because I want to peek under here so bad, y'all. So that was 1 in that one, right? And then 2 in the next. So basically do this all the way around. The sequence is 1/2 double crochet in one stitch, 2/2 double crochets in the next. Remember, we are doing this to increase, so at the very end, this is what's going to give us that ruffly effect. Just take your time, okay, and then meet me back here. Okie doke. So I have my last 1/2 double crochet incomplete on my hook. So what I did was I inserted into the last stitch, yarned over and pulled up a loop, and that left the 3 loops on my hook. So now grab your gold and pull the gold through those last 3 loops to complete that last 1/2 double crochet. Hold it tight and turn your work carefully. Try to grab your tails. If you need to, go ahead and cut your white first. Get that out the way. That might be a little bit easier for you. And now pull your tails. Okay. So chain up 1 on your gold. And remember, whenever you're doing the gold, this is the best way to think about this. When you're doing the gold, you're doing your single crochets. So this row is just nothing but single crochets. We're going to try really hard to work over our tails. Go ahead and put your hook, insert your hook back into that first stitch. Crochet over your tails. And fold it down like that. You're just crocheting over in every stitch over those tails until you can get them hitting as good as possible. And that's it for this. 1 single crochet in every stitch with your gold all the way around. There we go. No increases, just 1 single crochet in every stitch with your gold all the way around. Complete that and then meet me back here for the red. All right, so as you can see, I inserted my hook in that last stitch. And now what I'm going to do is loop on my red, and this is our final color. And we're going to pull that red through that last stitch to complete it. So through. All right. Tighten it up. Go ahead and cut your gold now. Let's just get that over with. Get that out the way. Turn your work very carefully. Now, before we get started, I just want to point something out. So I almost stopped when I was creating it because I have always loved like this kind of theme. Hold on, let me adjust there we go. I've always loved that navy, white, and gold look, that royal naval type look. It's just it's so classy looking. But anyway, I mean, if you wanted to stop there, you could. All right, so again, we are now going to do, this is our last row, but we're actually going to do more increases to get it as roughly as possible. The way this series is going to go, so remember, whenever you're working your colors other than a gold, those are always half double crochets. So this time, instead of doing one double crochet in one stitch and then two, we are going to do two half double crochets in one stitch, and then the following stitch we're going to do three half double crochets in that one stitch. So 2 and 3, 2 and 3. And yeah, it's going to get a little crazy because we're talking about working with thread. Okay, so again, we're going to try to work over those tails. What you want to do is you are going to chain up one, and now for this first stitch, and remember, it's always the hardest and it always looks crazy on the end, you're going to yarn over and insert in that first stitch. That's one half double crochet. Do it again in that very same stitch. And that's two half double crochets, okay? And now you're going to put in three half double crochets into the next stitch. Into that same stitch. And I was very, very conscious when I was working with the last row, like trying to make sure that I did not do it as tight as that other row that I was showing you. Y'all saw me struggling with the white. Okay. So again, into the next stitch, you're going to put two half double crochets, work over that tail. Insert again. Now, one thing I did do, I know that I have a tight gauge, but I purposely did the last row tight because we're not going to go back in where this is it. So I made it tight as I was going along. That was just me because I was just like, yeah, I don't have to worry about it. And it actually helps with the ruffles. So remember, in this stitch, we're about to put in our three half double crochets. One more. Okay. I guess we covered up I must have cut the gold real short. Next stitch, two half double crochets into that same stitch. And now I'm about to cut off that excess red. Okay, how many did I say? 2, right? Yeah. So this one is 3. 1, 2, and 3. 2 double crochets in the next stitch. And remember, if it gets too hard, just pull your work, stretch your work out so you can see your stitches. And now 3. Okay, so that's what you're going to do all the way, the remainder way around. It is 2 half double crochets in one stitch, and then the following is 3 half double crochets in the next. 2 and 3, 2 and 3, all the way, and I will meet you back here at the end so we can finish this off. Okay, so here we are at this last stitch. And I just need to put in one more half double crochet into my very last stitch. And pull through. And just chain up 1. We're going to pull the tail, finish that off, and cut it. Okay. Now, technically, you know, when I was off camera and I was still finishing this, really, you may not really need to do that many increases as what we did, because technically you can use another technique. You could have just did 1 all the way around in these same rows and then push your yarn to kind of scrunch it up to give it that ruffle, but you know, whatever's easier for you. It's still a cool technique. And I think I need a little bit more glue over here. But now we need to get rid of all these little crazy tails. So let me now, since we're done with this, let me remove the magnifying glass. So what I do is I just put my hook through the stitches and then pull that tail through. And I do the same thing rather than get my needle, because that needle is kind of thick. And I just don't feel like dealing with the little needle. Yep, this is some little trick that I do. And I just kind of keep weaving it in, because nobody can see that, you know. Oops. Oh boy. Here we go. You know what else I was thinking, y'all? While I was doing this and I was showing y'all that little trick with the fingernail, with the nail glue. I was just like, I feel like running back out the Hobby Lobby right now or to Michael's and go get some spray adhesive. That might not be a bad idea. What y'all think about that? And I know one of the things, yes, I mean, it just depends if you're like allergic to anything, but I mean, I don't think I am. The only thing I know I'm allergic to is bee stings. That's about it. Thus far. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just putting my hook in here and just pulling it through rather than stick the needle in there, you know. That's just crazy to me. Hold on, because I have a million hook sizes, like smaller hooks that I can just do this with. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me find a real tiny one. Like a real tiny. Oh, this isn't the tiniest one, but this is super, it's tiny. Yep. I'm waiting to focus. There we go. Ooh, my camera is super temperamental, like me. I shouldn't say I'm temperamental. I would say I'm moody. It really does not want to act right now. I guess it was just like we at the end. I don't really need to focus. You focus. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put a little bit more of this on here until I go get some. I could have sworn, well, no, I'll take that back. I was about to say, I could have swore I had like spray adhesive, but now I think about it, I haven't had spray adhesive since I was in art college. All right, just do a little bit like that. Yep. Slide that right back on over. Pull that tail as tight as you can. And then snip it. Snip it. Snip it good. I know we're talking about whip it. And just kind of clean that up as much as you can. Okay. I'm blowing on it, y'all, to try to get it. Oh, there we go. Yep. Okay, let's put that down for a minute. Push all this out the way. Da 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 da. And then, yep, and there you have it. Okay, so I'm going to put these earrings on Sadie. If y'all like, who's Sadie? Y'all about to find out in 1 minute. So y'all can get a gauge. Sadie don't have no ears, so I got to do it with stick pins. Hang tight, y'all, because y'all about to bust out laughing. All right, let me make sure it's lined up right. Sadie might be mad at me because she's like, ow, that hurts. Okay, hold on. This is Sadie. Get it, Sadie, look. Oh. Sadie is my wig. This is my wig girlfriend. Yep. I told y'all, and sometimes I really don't wear wigs. They might be half wigs. I have worn a half wig all last week, but it's being washed. So Sadie is bald right now. She's not, she's not holding it. So yeah, this is what it's gonna look like. Yep, Sadie is ready for 4th of July. She's like, bam! Ha! I got my own firework going on my ears. Yes, she does. What? Get it, Sadie. Sadie. All right, let me see what it looks like. I'm gonna do it live, like a live test. Hold on, y'all. I got a big head. So I probably don't need to wear big earrings, but I don't care. All right, so let me try it on. Ooh, ooh. Yeah. All right, Sadie, look. We just gonna have to switch places in a minute. I'll put them back on you. Don't worry. Girl, I'll make you a pair. How about that? Sadie, you want a pair? Now, if that thing answers back, y'all, I'm out. Let me see. Ow. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay. What? Chink, 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 chink. That's my Vogue sound. What y'all think? Woo! I am ready for some fireworks. Get it brown. What y'all think about that? Was that fun? I know it looks like I was struggling. Yeah, because okay, so let me show y'all what I was using to make this video. So this is my magnifying lamp, right? So it covers like that, like, like just for a light. And I bought this because I have another hobby that I do, which is diamond arch, you know. So this is like super duper perfect. And so basically what happens is, you know, you lift this up and there is a magnifying glass, and then there's like a little circle, like, I mean, for the real super duper magnification. Is that a word? Anyway, so yeah, so basically I had to open this up. I had to get it down real low, excuse me, and put the phone over this. That's what I was trying to do. Please, if y'all did not like the way that film, just give me, you know, leave your comment below and I will try to perfect that, because there will be more projects, hopefully, God willing, in the near future. When I say the near future, probably after I move. Yep. So, I hope y'all enjoyed this cute little tutorial. Yeah. Sadie looking at me sideways like, get my earrings back. Yeah, that's just something really, really cute. Just for, you know, for the 4th of July, or, you know, like give them to your little teenage daughters or whoever, whatever, you know, and I mean, they'll be one of a kind. I promise you, somebody's going to come up to you and be like, hey, those are like the bicentennial flags. Where'd you get that? And you be like, you saw it first here at Pinky Hooks. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Be safe. Be careful. I might come up with another one. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, yep. So you guys take care. And until next time, be safe. God bless. Bye.